Hi, Sandy. How are you?
What's up, Sandy? How you doing? I hope your leg feeling better. Danny, what's up?
Well, welcome to Women's Wednesday. It's been a while that I have been here. So I just wanted to hop on and say hello to everybody and, kind of just check in and see how everyone's doing. So, hi, Tara. Yes, I have taken a long break from YouTube. I haven't been on here in a while. I also have taken a break from social media. I haven't been on like Facebook or Instagram in quite some time, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Oh, hey, Barn, how are you? Hope everything's going well. Hello, Haley. So I'm just going to wait a couple minutes, but sorry, this is like a little different than what I'm used to. But yes, I just had to kind of, I don't want to say, I guess like what, decompress? Is that the right word? From everything for a little bit. Mercy is doing well. She is, hey Murph. Yeah, she's doing really well. But let me just tell you, she is a wild one. The last one and a wild one. Thank you, AJ. Yeah, so she's just so wild. She's definitely got, I don't know, she is very strong-willed and she wants what she wants. And she's determined. So I think she really gets that a lot from her father. I want to say from Frank, but I also kind of feel like in a way I am like that given the circumstances. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. All right, Barn, thank you for hopping in. I appreciate it. Tell Heaven I said hello. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I just haven't been on Women's Wednesday. I haven't been on any YouTube. I also have not been on Instagram, Facebook, anything. I just needed to decompress. I guess I don't even know if I'm using the right word, but I just needed to not let that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just needed to get away from that for a little bit and kind of like get back to just kind of like work on myself a little bit. It all kind of started with Mercy, like the beginning of May. Mercy got sick. We actually were on our way down to Philly. And Mercy started running a really high fever. We stopped. She ended up going to CHOP Hospital, and they wanted to admit her. She was sick. That same day, or no, I'm sorry, that same week, I was in a really bad car accident. So it was just that kind of like started everything off. That car accident was honestly terrifying. So my car was totaled from it. It was Mercy and I were in the car. Thank God we were okay. But it definitely it definitely shook me. It was scary. It definitely shook me for real. I felt like I couldn't even speak afterwards. I felt like I was just kind of in shock for a couple of days. Um, yeah, so it just kind of like started with that. And then it was just like going through all of these, like, it was just like things kept happening. But honestly, I feel like I kind of had to go through that. Like, that's why I was like, you know what? I just need to get away from the social media. I just need to be present with myself. I just need to work on myself. And I definitely did that during that time. So, I do suffer from depression. Um, and I will definitely recommend people to do that. Sometimes I feel like for me, like I'll get too caught up in seeing things on like Instagram or scrolling through Facebook. And it's like, rather than doing that, I could be doing something more, a little productive with myself, that's what I did during those time. And I'm glad that I did it. I am gonna, I want to say start introducing Facebook and Instagram again, because I like to get on there, but I honestly, like, I need to be more mindful of like how I'm spending my time. So yeah, like it was just, the month of May was crazy. So I just feel like it's gonna be better though from here on out. I've definitely been trying to speak things into existence and speak things into my life that I want to happen. And I just been taking care of my mental health by meditating, by trying to, get some quiet time, even when it's like when Mercy has her nap, and just do those things for myself. And I honestly feel like I feel a lot better. Yeah, AJ, I definitely feel like we were like I was being tested for sure, for sure. And I know this sounds really stupid, but so I turned 36 on May 12th too, and I was having a really hard time with that. And I feel like it's because 36 is closer to 40 than it is to 30. So, I don't know why I just was thinking of it like that. But I was like, I guess I was like kind of thinking like, dang, like, I don't know, like kind of like how many more years do I have left on this earth? Like, I might have lived half of my life already. I don't know, like just going through things like that. And I know it's silly, but I just had to remember, like, it doesn't really matter. I just need to be present because I do have anxiety. And right, Sandy, I just literally I was like, dang, I feel like I'm closer to 40 than I was 30. And I don't know. It just was messing with my head. So, but yeah. Well, thank you, Tara. Yeah, it just was, I don't know. I guess it is age is just a number, but you look like a Loki. I don't know what that is. So, but yeah, I guess, with that being said, I'm glad to be back on here. I'm glad to being able to engage with you guys because I did miss it. And there were times that I was like, you know what, maybe I should get on a live and, kind of like see how everybody's doing and check in. But it was like, I felt like at that time, I really just didn't want to talk about anything. Honestly, even tonight, I was like, I guess I felt like I had to do it because I made a commitment, but, and I'm glad that I'm doing it now. But before I started, I just was like, dang, do I really want to get on? But I'm glad now that I'm on. Yes. Hello, Justin. I hope that you're doing well. I missed you guys too, Sandy. I definitely did. You guys are an amazing support system, for sure. It really, you guys really do help, because honestly, I felt like a lot of times, like going through this last month, I really haven't spoke to anybody. I've just kind of like, I've honestly, like, this is in my own personal belief, but um I've just been praying a lot, to be honest. I really have been. I've been trying to pray a lot more. Oh my gosh, Shannon, I'm so sorry to hear that. What's up, Kels? Yeah, Nat. I was on here just kind of saying like I just took a break from everything. Took a break from I was saying I took a break from social media. I took a break from coming on YouTube. I just took a break kind of from everything. Um, I was saying, like, it was just, there was a lot of trials this last month. So, I'm grateful. I feel like things are looking better, and, I don't know. I guess sometimes you just have to go through those things. If there wasn't like bad things to go through, we couldn't appreciate the good things. What's up, Honda Mommy? I know I missed you guys. But yeah, I was saying too, like, Mercy was sick and that was hard. And then I was saying, like, um, I was in a bad car accident with Mercy and like totaled my van, which was horrible. So let me just kind of tell you about I'm not going to go into detail about the accident, but what I owed on my vehicle. And then I was like, all right, I went through my insurance and everything like that. And they called me and they were like, oh, this is what, let me just say I owed, I don't know, 10,000 on my car. But they called and said, oh, we're only going to pay 5,000. And I was like, what? Like, I thought you guys, had to pay. I thought, like, if my car was totaled, you guys kind of like were obligated to pay the rest. This is how much I don't know about insurance. So, I mean, I was freaking out because I'm like, not only do I have to get another vehicle, which I still haven't done, I'm probably going to have to put something down. And now I have what? Now I still have to pay on a vehicle that is totaled. So I was a mess thinking that now I'm out money. Well, let me just tell you, I did find out I had to make phone calls, and I didn't find out literally until here. I'm thinking I owe this money. I found out later that I purchased the Gap. It's called, like, I don't know if it's Gap Insurance, what it is, but it's called Gap. I purchased it when we bought the van because it was like a newer van. Here I found out Gap will pay for the rest. So, like, whatever my insurance doesn't pay, I found out that they'll pay the rest. But, here I was a couple weeks, I'm thinking that I didn't have this. And then I was like, let me just call the dealership, because I thought it would have been with my insurance. I thought it would be with my insurance. So, and they were like, no, we don't see anything here with Gap. Like, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. And then Frank was like, maybe call the dealership. So I called the dealership. I'm trying to call the dealership, nobody's returning my phone call. So I was like, damn, maybe I just don't have it. And they're just like not telling me. Here, the guy was on vacation. literally, I was praying about this. Like, God, please, I mean, I'm willing to take whatever's going to come, but like, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. So this person called me back. They're like, oh, sorry, the guy's on vacation. He's not coming back. But I did want to let you know that I did look and you did purchase the gap insurance. I started crying. I was like bawling on the phone. I'm like telling this guy, thank you so much. I probably sound like such a weirdo. I called Frank at work, like, oh my God, we have the gap. I kept calling it the gap. It's gap insurance, so they say. But I just want to tell you guys, I recommend always, always, always purchasing that, because you just never know what's going to happen. And I really thought through, if you have insurance, if you total your vehicle, that they just honestly paid the balance. And they don't. So I found out, always get the gap insurance. And honestly, I feel like insurance is nothing but a scam. Literally, it's something everybody has to pay every single month. And here, when something bad happens, it really sounds like they can just, I don't know, kind of screw you over. But it's something we all have to have. It just, to me, I was like, damn, like this is ridiculous. Like, never too much about gap. Sounds like it's a good idea to have anyone know if it's beneficial if you own your own car. Well, I guess if you own your own vehicle, but they still will pay you. Like, they'll still pay you what your car's the value of it. So like, even if you went, say paid $10,000 cash for your car, walked off the lot, and you God forbid something happened, they could only pay you $5,000, and there you took a $5,000 loss. Just saying, Chrissy. I mean, I don't know how all that works. Obviously, I don't work for any kind of insurance thing, but I just, through my own experience, like, okay, so Maria's saying it's not needed if you own your own car. But I'm telling you, get the gap. I don't know how, I don't think it was much money, maybe a couple $100 in with when I purchased, like put my money down on my van. But let me tell you what, it was, I'm so glad I have it, and so glad that I invested in it because of this reason. So, because I just, it's something that I never knew about. God was in the gap. Honestly, AJ, I swear to God, I kept saying, like, honestly, I just kept praying, like, and there was other things that were happening through all this. Like, it just has been a very stressful month for Frank and I. But, it just has, I honestly keep praying. That's the one thing. Yeah, thank God no one did get hurt. That was number one, honestly, like, even the accident itself, it was very scary. And I mean, I am so thankful that no one was hurt, because just like that, it's like your whole life, and I know some of you guys know this, but Frank's mom, she passed away in a car accident. So I can't imagine what that phone call was like for him, to get that phone call saying, that Mercy and I were in that accident. Because I'm sure, and he got there fast. Like, literally, I felt like I was like getting out of the car and he was already pulling up, and I was like, and I was only like 5 miles from our house when this happened. So, I guess it's definitely a scary thing. But now too, like, you just take for granted those little things. Like now I'm kind of, relying a little bit more on people. Like even though Frank like he has a car or a truck, but it doesn't fit all of us. So like just taking for granted that we were able to fit everybody in one vehicle before, and like now we can't fit everybody in the vehicle, and a lot of times, so I'm not putting like extra mileage on his car. I'm kind of relying on my mom to pick my son up, Major up from school. So, and we just haven't been going a lot of places. I just try to get like, I don't know, it's kind of been okay because I'm like, oh well, I can't go anywhere, but it's kind of been nice. But then kind of also like I definitely took it for granted being able to just, get up and go pick my kids up and stuff. So, but, lesson learned. Thank God nobody was hurt. And second, always get the gap. Always. Yeah, this is honestly, AJ, the first time I really even talked about the accident. Like I couldn't, even after the accident itself, I couldn't even drive. Like Frank was like, oh, can you, take me to work and then you can have the car? And I was like, no, I don't want to drive. And it was very, even now, it's still scary. And it's like, I don't know. And then I think the twins are going to be turning 16 this year. They're going to be driving. It's just literally, it's a whole other thing to think about. So yeah, it definitely does money does make the world go around, but I'm glad I had the gap, because honestly, I really didn't think that I had that. I have my license, but don't drive. I walk everywhere. Well, we kind of we don't live in town. So like we live like 2 miles. It's like on a highway. So like I wouldn't mind walking anywhere. I like living in town and being able to walk, but because of where we live, it's not safe to be able to walk. But yes, it does. And yes, gap insurance is so important when you finance. And yes, honestly, lesson learned. But, the one thing I always keep saying is like, we all have our health. I have seen a couple family members, they have been going through health wise, and, one second I want to answer this. So I'm grateful everybody is healthy. Anyone have pregnancy blues? Currently 20 weeks, and boy, has my emotions changed. Being a mama is hard work. When I was pregnant with Mercy, I definitely shared this in one of my Women's Wednesdays about how sorry, I accidentally did that. I struggle with depression and anxiety. And I will definitely answer that too, AJ. So I struggle really bad with depression and anxiety. And for some reason, when I was pregnant, with my last pregnancy, it got so bad, to the point that I thought I was going to have to be hospitalized, because I truly I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself in the fact that at that time I was literally having like suicidal thoughts. And, it was horrible. It was horrible. But I can tell you that if you go to, I don't recommend always just taking medicine right away, but maybe they do have, like, if you go to your doctor, maybe they can recommend getting into therapy. That definitely works. And also, there, if you do want to take the medication route, I know that they have like some antidepressants that are safe for during your pregnancy. So I hope that helps. Yes, thank you. Yeah, insurance, it does screw you. Like literally, Frank and I were talking. I was like, it's such a ripoff. No, I was not on methadone with any of my kids. But I do have some friends that they were on methadone with their kids, and their kids are healthy. So I'm not sure in what detail what they all went through being in the hospital, but that I know, like, I feel like if you're under a doctor's care, um, you know, everything will be okay. I mean, so, I guess, obviously doing nothing is the best thing, but I do know that they say, like, if you're using in the beginning or whatever the circumstances are, it's better to, stay on methadone. But I'm not exactly sure how they do that in the hospital then with the babies. I am from central Pennsylvania, Kevin. So, yeah, I hope that, you're feeling better though about the pregnancy. I really think I definitely feel like it's, oh, there you go, Murph. Thank you for answering that. And I feel like it shouldn't be like a lot of people are very judgmental about it, but I feel like I guess you just never know what somebody else goes through until you walk in their shoes. So it's definitely not for me to judge or anybody else. That's just everybody has different things that they have to go through in life, and that's just how it is. And I definitely feel like here we are try to be non-judgmental. So unless you work for the insurance agency, then maybe a little judgmental, because right now I'm a little judgy with them, but just saying. And I'm glad, that's awesome that, she graduated high school and healthy, and, and I don't know if, I don't know, Murph, if she knows that, but I feel like that's a testimony in itself. Obviously, she wouldn't remember that, but, I know, like, a lot of times, like, there were times that I would go to rehab and, like, I would hear a girl be like, well, I didn't stand a chance because I was born and my mom was like an addict, and I didn't stand a chance because I was born, like, addicted. But I don't feel like that's always the case. In my own situation, like, I don't feel like that's always the case. I don't feel like just because, I just feel like just because you were born and your mom was an addict doesn't mean that you're going to be an addict. Thank you, Murph. My cousin had 5 kids on it, and they all responded differently, which I'm sure, everybody is different. Okay, so I am 36. Wait, where did I wanted Frank? Now, mind you, I have had C-sections with, 3 of my pregnancies. You would have thought he just got a C-section the way he was acting. Like, I'm glad he's okay, but let me just tell you, Uh, he literally, he literally spilled water last night and was like, I can't believe you're making me get up and clean this. I was like, what? Like, you're fine. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So, yes, men are so, so dramatic. So, don't let him hear me talking about him. But I was like, you know how it is when you're in the hospital after your C-sections. Like, if you've had one, they make you get up right away, start walking around. Like, I mean, they're pushing on your belly and trying, and it's horrible. It's hard. And then, mind you, you have to take care of a child too, on top of that. So, I mean, I did have sympathy and I got him ice packs and I definitely tried to help, but I didn't completely baby him. So, yeah, it's honestly, he is a baby. Like, if he doesn't feel good or something, he has a headache. I mean, my gosh, it's like he's just going through it. But, I feel like women, and this is no offense to men. I'm not saying all men are like this. I'm not saying, but I just kind of feel like women are expected to just kind of keep going. We have to keep going. It doesn't really matter. Like, if we're sick, guess what? We still have to just keep on going. But I'm not, yeah, they are kind of like babies. But I was out the same day I had surgery. Damn, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, like, I mean, he was literally walking like, oh my God. Oh God. And I was like, which I know it hurt, but this is day 3 and he's fine. He's fine. The first stand. Oh my God, right? The first stand after a C-section. You are not lying. Doesn't it feel like your insides are going to like rip out? Like, I literally felt like birth. Listen, I'm just glad he got it, to be honest, because we have been talking about this for a very long time. So, yeah, by day 3, he should be great, but he was still kind of complaining a little. But yes, I mean, I'm glad he got it because I have been trying to make him this appointment for the last couple years. Okay. I mean, they used to call him and tell him like, oh, I'm calling to confirm your vasectomy appointment. He'd be like, no, my wife made this and I'm not coming. So I was like, damn. Now, mind you, Frank has also, he gets kidney stones. And a couple of times he had to have stents put in because of his kidney stones. So he had to have stents put in. So let me just say, I was like, well, if that happens and he gets kidney stones again, maybe when they're putting a stent in, they could just do his vasectomy quickly. But he never got kidney stones like that. He needed a stent after that for a while. Girl, my man was a baby after his vaccine. So I will say the day after he had his vasectomy, we went and got the vaccine, our second one. So hold on, I didn't see what Sandy said. The worst was 14. Damn, Sandy, I'm sorry to hear that. But I mean, obviously, I hope that whatever was why they did that, I hope that it resolved the issues for you. Yeah, no, I really did try to sneak a vasectomy. Like, I was like already asked them if they could do that. If he ever had to go back in for a stent and he was sleeping, could they do his vasectomy? And they were like, well, I guess we could do that. Yeah. And I was like, bet. If he ever has another kidney stone that has to get a stent, I promise you that's when he'll have it. Yeah, I will say kidney stones are bad. I had them once. I passed them once. I guess I still have some in my kidneys, just kind of stagnant, but they haven't gone anywhere. But well, I'm glad to hear that, Sandy. So yeah, and then we got the second vaccine, and I will say, honestly, I felt like after I got, like when I got the first one, I didn't feel terrible. I just kind of felt like, I don't know how to describe it. I just kind of felt like I was almost going to get sick. So hold on. I'm sorry. I was reading a comment, but like I was like almost like I felt like I was maybe gonna get sick. Like my body kind of started hurting. I had a little bit of a headache, but then it went away fast. Hold on, I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm looking for, but shoot. But anyhow, I also, then this time around, I got the vaccine, and honestly, my arm hurt terrible, which I think I must have like tightened up. And I had a really bad headache for like 2 days. But honestly, I mean, it wasn't that bad. I'm just trying to read. It's the day of my hysterectomy. I forgot about the inside stitch pop. What? So, Kels. Dang. Yeah, I figured 3 months. So let me just tell you, after I had Major, he was about 2, and I started getting like these black dots right on each end of my C-section scar. And at first I really thought they were moles. I was like, am I getting new moles? And they got darker and darker. And as time went on, what it was the sutures that they had done, my internal ones must have never dissolved, and they literally worked their way out through my skin, and I ended up pulling them out. Well, they got stuck on my underwear, but before they pulled out, they were probably about almost a good half inch, like sticking out of me. Frank used to be like, oh, let me pull it. And I was too scared to go to the doctor because I was like, God, I don't want them to have to like open me back up, because that's a horrible feeling. But that is so crazy. Yeah, it was so odd. Like, and it was over like months, like probably about a good 7 months, like where I just saw a dot, thought it was a mole, it got darker. And then literally I just had like these it was like a metal suture that just kind of like was sticking out on each side of my C-section incision. Wait, Kels, are you saying you had so you can't have any and you still want him to get a vasectomy too? You should receive them Tuesday. Okay. Oh, thank you, Rising Sun. I appreciate that. I can't wait to read them. Yeah, they said for Frank, that it's like what, 1 in every 2,000 it doesn't take, like it doesn't work. And I was like, wait, what? How? Wait. one in every, I'm still on birth control, but I'm ready to not be on this birth control. My body just doesn't react well to birth control. Obviously, that's why I have so many kids, but I literally don't do well on hormones. And right now I do have a non-hormonal birth control, but still, I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like the hormones and stuff, it just messes with your body. Damn. Pull out game is strong. Right? So that is an actual form of contraceptives, though. Like they say, pulling out. So well, I literally, I'm glad it wasn't. So when I got pregnant with Mercy, I actually found out like it was like 4 or 5 days before Frank was scheduled. He was gonna go too. He was like gonna go to this vasectomy. Um, and wait, you signed before I was. So I'll tell you about that, Kel. So he was gonna go get his vasectomy. It was like he was scheduled for a Tuesday, and I found out that I was pregnant the Thursday before. So, I mean, honestly, she was meant to be, and I'm very glad. You're way too fertile. Me too. And then with Mercy, because I did have a lot of complications with her, so I was really worried that something was gonna be wrong, because I had to go to maternal fetal medicine. They literally they kept a really close eye on her, but there were some things that they weren't sure of. And then like right before I was gonna go have that day that I was having her, I had a scheduled C-section. They were like, my doctor came in and she's like, I just want you to know that if something happens or something is wrong, like you're okay with me tying your tubes, or doing the tubal, because I guess they don't tie them, they actually take them out. And at that time I was like, no. At this point I was 9 months pregnant. I was ready to have another baby, and I think that, thank God, there's nothing, she's perfect and healthy, but if there would have been something, I can't say that I wouldn't have wanted another baby. So yeah, well, it took me a while though, Anne-Marie. It's been years I've been asking him. So the only reason why I didn't get my tubes tied with Mercy was because I was worried. But I did, after everything was fine, I looked at him and I said, okay, I am not going back in there and having them take my tubes out. Like, you can literally just go get a vasectomy. Yeah, Ashley, I had like a similar, not that similar of a reaction, but definitely the hormones messed with me. It threw my body out of whack. I started losing my hair. I had really bad mood swings, like just horrible, horrible reaction to the hormones. And every time I would go off of the hormones, I felt so much better. Just, there was so many things. So I agree with you, but but yes, I'm glad my husband finally got a vasectomy. I definitely owe him, because you are right. There's a lot of men that say that they will do it and then they won't, but really, Kels, So, oh wow, I feel like you're so young. You're young too for that. Thanks, Murph. I appreciate it. Yeah, because there are a lot of guys that say, "Oh, I'll do it," but then they don't. And I think that's how he was until he realized, like, damn, I really can't have, really do not want to have any more children. I guess you're gonna have to tell him, Kels, if anything. Yeah. I mean, it gets a little crazy in our house. So he's probably like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. And I already told him I am not going back on a hormonal birth control. I was like, I'm not doing it. So permanently, if we want to make this happen, you know. Yeah, I actually did a video before about hair loss, my own hair loss experience with the birth control. And actually, that is why Mercy was high risk, because I had the Mirena, and then my hair started falling out like crazy. Okay. Literally like crazy. So I had so many tests done over the course of like 2 years. So they finally ended up taking the Mirena out, but I then through it, I had lost insurance, ended up having to get back on another insurance. But anyhow, wow, Kels, that's crazy. That is crazy. I never heard of that. So sorry, my contacts are getting dry. So I had the Mirena taken out. Like 5 months later, I was still kind of like losing my hair, but I did notice that it was slowing down. Like the shed was like slowing down. So then it was like in the summertime, I went to, like, he was like a hair loss specialist. And he was like, well, don't really want to do anything, but he's like, if you want, you could start. It was like a DHT blocker and then also Rogaine. And I actually started on men's Rogaine. Did you do anything else to help your hair from falling out? So, well, Stacy, I started those two things. Oh, I see. Endometriosis. Maybe get the hysterectomy though, because oh, okay. So sorry, I got sidetracked because I was reading Kel's comment. So I ended up starting those two things. So then I ended up getting pregnant. I didn't know that I was pregnant because my periods were not regular at this time. So I ended up starting those things, and then to find out like there was a whole slew of things, of side effects for pregnancies. So, I immediately stopped them, but I was already 10 weeks pregnant. So then we just had a monitor and everything throughout the pregnancy. Yeah, Kels has been through it, right? Look into it. It's a bit pricey, but worth it. Read the reviews. I'm sorry, Melissa D. What was it? I didn't see what you wrote. Oh, right here. Started Scalp Med a few weeks ago. Now, honestly, since I had Mercy and everything stopped, like I stopped hormones, I haven't gotten back on any kind of hair loss like regimen. My hair kind of it honestly it stopped shedding. It doesn't fall out like it does. It's still pretty thin, but not like it was. My watch is telling me to breathe. I'm like, damn, it does it all the time. Honest, like same Jersey, same Honda mommy. I still I can't call you Jersey mommy for some reason. I just always have to say Honda mommy, but I like the new name too. Damn, well, at least he's understanding Kelly, because but I am actually going to be hopping off. It's almost 10:30. I just really want to thank you guys for being here, for kind of, I don't know, just, helping me out. And I'm glad that I was able to engage with all you guys. I definitely missed this. So I'm glad that you guys could all join and just kind of chat and, just hang out. So next week won't be on, but we're definitely going to be live. So we will be live a couple times, I'm sure. So we are going to be away. So I just wanted to say, though, thank you guys, and I appreciate you all. And, definitely stay safe and be kind. I think, what does Frank say? Be kind, be loving, be good to someone, because they have all been kind, loving, and good to us. So just want to thank all my women out there and the men that were in here too, because we don't discriminate. But I thank everyone and have a good night, guys. Take care. Yes, stay blessed.